Hi folks, I'm the Bald Guy, and these are Bald Guy Basics. If you're looking at my shirt, brand new shirt by the way, I am soaking wet. Today is mid-July 2024. We are headed for 100 degrees today, so I got out early this morning and was splitting some hickory wood, and this is the result. But that's not what my video today is about. What I want to do today is to compare and review a couple of water bottles. Now, we bought this water bottle a few years ago because my wife and I like to bicycle. And of course, I don't want to carry a lot of stuff with me. I mean, when you bicycle, you have to carry a certain amount of tools, and you know, I'm diabetic, so I have to take some snacks, although it's pretty well controlled. But I've got to have hydration. So, and if I want hydration, I don't want to drink warm water. So we bought an insulated water bottle sold by Dick's Sporting Goods. The brand name here is Mist and Sip, and what this thing is, it's a standard water bottle with a straw that goes down to the bottom so you can operate it one hand. But if you'll look, this is actually a clear plastic bottle, and what you're seeing here, and I don't know if this comes out or not, what it has is an insulated it looks some kind of almost foil-like liner that is supposed to be insulating. So you put your cold water in this thing and you put your top on it. Oh, and by the way, it has a little trigger here and it squirts a little mist of refreshing water if you so need it. You can kind of operate it with one hand. I have to pull the lid open with my teeth and then extend the little nozzle, and then you can squeeze the water in. It works pretty well, and we've used that for a number of years. We are not the kind of athletes that will travel hundreds of miles. We do 10 to 20 miles is kind of our range, but you know, I'm approaching 60 years old, so I'm not ashamed of it. But frankly, I just got tired of the fact when we would fill this thing with ice, which decreased the amount of water you can put in it, and then put the remaining space in water. And if we rode for 2 hours, by the time we came back on a warm day, not a ridiculously hot day, but just a nice warm summer day, my ice is melted and my water is no longer cold. That is insufficient. And by the way, my memory and my hair are both in the same place and neither one of them are here. But this particular bottle is about 20 bucks, plus or minus, or it was when we bought it. I wanted a better insulating bottle. And I have told you a number of times, I am Mr. Cheapskate. But this year, I actually went back to Dick's and we were looking for some other things, and I bought a Yeti. Now the reason, let me close it here so I don't spill anything. The reason I bought this particular one is because of its size. We have a water bottle holder on our bicycles, and I can slide this right into it. So number one, size. Number two, I can operate it with one hand. I would normally do this with my thumb, so I can pop it up. It also has a straw that runs to the bottom, which is a nice full-size straw, where this one had a little small one. And you just, oh boy, that's good. You hear, I put about 6 pieces of ice. So I put ice down to here. This is a 20-ounce bottle, roughly. And this bottle was $30 plus tax. $20 doesn't work, $30 does work. Now the reason I'm reviewing this today of all days is because this morning is a fine example. I went out this morning, the temperature was in the mid and going towards the upper 70s really quick, and we're headed towards 100 degrees today. High humidity day. I put this on the tractor and set it out there, and between splitting wood, I've got refreshment, I've got hydration available. I didn't even have to put the ice in this thing. I like to put a little ice in the bottom. That way, when I drink it empty and I put another bottle in, I've just got that extra little bit of ice in there. And the ice, of course, melts. But, you know, I'm the kind of person, when I look at these big coolers offered by Yeti, and I see retailers commonly asking well into the 300s, that's a lot of money for a cooler. And they tell me, you know, it will hold ice for 2 or 3 days. And I'm like, well, I've never yet needed a cooler for 2 or 3 days. I'm not a camper. I'm not a wilderness, take this into the outback and depend on it for days and days. We do go to the beach, and the beach can get ridiculously hot. I want a cooler that is good enough. So I'm balancing the cost of it because, yes, I am a cheapskate. I just don't see the reason to spend $300 on a cooler when I can spend $65 on a big cooler and it lasts me all day at the beach. That's what I'm happy with. But for the money, 20 bucks, 30 bucks in the 20-ounce size, I can highly recommend the Yeti water bottle insulated thermos. This is cold only. This is not for hot beverages, by the way. It has something to do with the seals are not designed to handle heat. In fact, there's only one drawback I have from my perspective. It's just a little too small. Now, they have a bigger one. The next size up, which is about 30 ounces, is 40 bucks, and I was ready to pay that, but it did not fit into my water bottle frame that is on my bicycle. So that's why I bought this. I may go back for my working in the woods and those kind of things and get another one of these because, number one, they are extremely handy and compact. When I bought this thing, I was remembering back to my childhood in the early 1970s. And very often I would carry my lunch to school. So every year Mom bought us a new lunch box. And the lunch box, of course, it had your favorite cartoon characters. And it would also have a thermos in it. And back in the day, remember those glass-lined thermoses? I don't think I ever made it through the first month at school, and most of the time it was the first week or so. You set that thing down one time and the glass shattered. I always thought that was the dumbest design ever. Here's a design that you can throw this thing around, you can dent it, you can bang it, and it's going to continue on. I must give it to Yeti. Yeti has made some incredibly effective products. I do think they are extravagant in their pricing, but when I'm paying $20 for a bottle that keeps it cool maybe at the most an hour, I find that's money wasted. So if you have a need for a bottle, and Yeti makes all sizes of these things, I can recommend the Yeti as being quite effective. And yes, it stands head and shoulders above the competition. I also have, it's a coffee mug, basically. It's a Yeti insulated mug that I received for Christmas the other year. I must have, I bet I had 8 or 10 of the stainless steel insulated mugs, and I have bought them at various locations, and none of them fail to perform. I mean, they do a good job, but I have found, especially, I love my coffee in the morning, even on these hot days, but on days when I'm going to be out and about and I haven't had time to drink my coffee, I put it into that Yeti mug, and I have coffee that is still warm late in the day, even on winter days. And a lot of times it's in the truck and I'm traveling around, and I get a few sips of coffee in between, and I have filled it up at 8 o'clock in the morning and had coffee that was not hot but was still nice and warm 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I am quite pleased with the quality of the Yeti products, and for my purposes it seemed efficient to go ahead and buy this one, because we had these, and I had one, my wife had one. We've both taken them, and they came down the steps and got put on the shelf. We are keeping them here because there are occasions where you need an extra water bottle, especially with the grandkids being around or something, and it's nice for running around in the yard. Okay, for an hour it works just fine. But we've taken some extended trips where we would bike for 3 or 4 hours or more, and it is great to have an option that really works. When I go to the woods to saw, I typically will carry a cooler filled with water and usually some diet green teas because that works well with my conditions. No calories, no carbs, no nothing, but it's nice taste. And that's actually what's in here now. And you still have to be careful, because once you take those bottles out of the cooler, then you lose your thermal advantage. With this, I can carry my cooler, don't have to put as much ice in it, and just take it out of the cooler, pour it directly in here, and then go into the woods with this. I don't have to leave it laying inside the truck, inside the cooler, you know, with ice covering it. So the Yeti, and I do believe, I'm looking to see if this has a marking as to how many ounces. I'm pretty sure that it's about a 20 ounce. The diet tea drinks that I buy, Lipton diet green tea, those bottles are 16.9 ounces, and with a handful of ice in it, it fills it right to the top, and I have to sip it off. So it's about a 20 ounce bottle. It's not as big as I would like, but it's big enough, and this will do me actually for a couple of hours of working. So if you need a nice water bottle that is operable, one hand, you can close it with one hand. The seal is good. The nice hard handle makes it easy to pick up. The Yeti beverage cooler is a pretty nice way to go. And I'm sure you can find these on Amazon, on the Yeti site, probably even on eBay. But we got ours at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I am far more pleased spending 30 on this than saving 10 bucks and throwing away 20. So I'm the Bald Guy. I hope you enjoyed our video for today. I am going to go get out of this wet shirt and put on a dry one and move on to the next project. Hope to see you on the next video. In the meantime, I hope you'll leave us a like and that you'll subscribe to our channel. Please share the videos if you will, and you can see not only these videos, but sometimes some bonus content over on our page at Facebook, Bald Guy Basics. Thank you so much. See you on the next video.